よし、始めるか。これは見たな。
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
さて。何か増えてたりしないか。
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
何もないか。
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
どうしよう。サラ・ホーキンスはあのカルトに狙われていた。
I saw people in hoods. They had stolen Mrs. Hawkins' paintings.
Who are you talking about? Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know, but they were a threat. They've taken over the caves under the mansion. They were performing some kind of ritual. One of the entryways was onto Charles Hawkins' office.
We suspect Mr. Hawkins of being involved.
My patients believe the old islanders used to worship primitive sea gods. Could they be the focus of the cult?
Am I hearing this right?
So you think me gullible?
No, not at all.
What else did you uncover, Mr. Pierce?
待って、蚊がまあいっか。じゃあブラッドリーに話しかけようかな。医学プロ持ってないわ。これを見つけたんです。
I found a Darkwater PD badge. Lost a colleague recently?
What the?
Bradley.
Ethan?
I'm all right. I just had a... It's gone.
You're sure?
If it's important, it'll come back. But I can't explain why Dr. Fuller would have that badge.
The man's a danger, believe me.
What can we do, Pierce?
あなたとコールデン先生、長押しをして心理学。
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
心理学負けたな、多分これ。チャールズが生きているのを見たはずです。
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
ピアースどっかから幻覚みたいなの見てたのかな。記憶を失っているようですね。あ、そういうパターン。
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital. and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
ブラッドリーもうやばいんじゃ。戻ってください。じゃあ終わりかな。あ、こういうこと？ちょっと待って。
I heard you talking earlier.
心理学。あ、これ残ってるわ。あなたとコールデン先生。
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two
あ、
don't
これ
get
見た
along.
わ。
Anyway.
奴らのせいでひどい目にあった。
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine, horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
ヒントを見つけたかもしれない。
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I
よ
haven't
し、
seen
顔
him
やっ
since
た。
Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
彼はあれを空鬼じゃない、空気か。空気と呼んでいました。
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
まあ慎重に行こっか。
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
運命を
Very
左
well.
右。
I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
てかコールデンと話せてない。これ話したら進む感じか？もうちょい何か。まあなんもないか。当てる。じゃあ話す。
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
はい。はい。
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
もう出る以外選択肢ないかな？これは。今なら上行けるとか。あ、ここからも行けんな。 サンダース邸、ピアース、コールデン、ブラッドリーの3人は組んでサラ・ホーキンスの事件を解決することにした。彼らは新たな道筋をつかんでいる。美術品収集家であり、画家の友人であり、ピアースの目の前で死んだフランシス・サンダースである。この不運な男が自然に口にした空気について妻に聞くため、探偵が家に向かう。
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
これ選べないか。正直に言うか私の目の前で叫びながら亡くなりましたってやばいけど。
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional shambler had found him.
Oh, mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see. But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
いや、助けるのは無理だな、あれは。フラーが本当の元凶なんですわ、やべえ。話術でテストするか。
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
ちょっと待ってね。OK。これ聞きたいな。この空気について教えてください。
I deduce that your husband already mentioned this dimensional shambler.
Well, you can't imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
よし。探索タイムだ。
The day the shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
これか。サラ実際に出会って描いたタイプだろうな。再現モード。待って、これは。
Did she really care for him after all?
拒絶。遺体は返せないよっていう感じか。じゃあ一旦再現。
A house of artists. A house of artists.
それだけ？
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
で、
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
で、これ。
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? The shambler. I need to see it.
終わっちゃった。もうちょい調べたかったんだけど。お、医学。さあ、人の家を勝手に歩き回って。開かないな。まあそりゃそうか。今血がついてなかった？あの人だよね。この人だよね。大丈夫？開かない。あ、いたわ。
I could use one of those.
俺も一つ必要かもしれない。手に入れた。
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
なんで渡したんだろう。まあ諦めたのか。まあそれないか。で、これはそんなにいらない。なんかたまに使わないやつあるよね。
An old diary.
奇妙な夢について。 3。まだあるのかな。で、筋力。いけるか。あ、いた。サンダースの画廊の鍵。読むべきか。読むでしょう。マレウス・ベスティアルム第2巻。怪物じみた正体不明の生物の百科事典的なもの、実在するような気がしてきた。この辺がっつりクトゥルフやん。ああ。やべえの読んじゃった。解剖学ってことは医学か。医学上がるね。で、キャットだよ。
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
What have you come looking for in this gallery?
まあ、話術やろっかな。改訂のために絵を確かめなくちゃいけなくてね。
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Nice story. Bad lie. Learn how to dupe, Detective. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
それであんたはここで何をしてるんだ？
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
そう。あ、終わった。で、こっちかな？さっきの鍵。ここか。
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
ああ、いろいろ飾ってある。ふむ。おっとこの動作は何か出てくるってことだね、了解。やだな。
The public entrance to the gallery.
ギャラリー。あ、あれか。もうちょっと周り見よっかな。
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
なんかちょくちょく調べられる。お、ランタン使うの？ふうは何なんだ、ふう
The
は。
man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
あ、ここにも。で、これだよな。ちょっと裏とか。何もない。あったあった。
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
これを探していた。なんかねじれたやつね。あったっけ？ちょっと見てこよう。似たようなの見た気はする。これじゃない。あ、これじゃないな。なんか持ち手がちょっと違う。あれ？なかったっけ？あ、これだこれだ。
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
この辺なんだとなんかそれっぽい神話生物いたりしないかな。まあ、いないか。 大丈夫。音さえ立てなきゃいける。あいつは目がない。オッケー、わかった。
What the hell was that?
それでさっきのナイフかな。うわ、やばいやばいやばい。あ、さっきのだ。急げ急げ。急ぐ前に一旦隠れよう。これダメでしょ。ダメだよね。ああ。ダメだよね、そりゃ。絶対バレてるもん。こういう鬼ごっこ苦手なんだよ。
What the hell was that?
てかさ、ライトつけたらなんかいいことある？こう行くじゃん。で、こう行くじゃん。で、取れる？
Damn.
割った。取った。
This dagger
違う。
looks different.
嘘、こっち？違う。
Maybe I can use this dagger.
あ、これ？何？これ？お。ちょっと？手が。やるの？
What's the matter with you?
妄想？
Don't tell me that you're going crazy too.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
この絵は呪われている。
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
あんたあの化け物について知ってたんだな。いや、知ってる風じゃなかったな。まあでもこれしてみるか。
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
おう。さあ、怪しいな。この情報をタダでくれるっていうのか。
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off.
タレコ
Now
ミ
go
や。
see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
サラ、とんでもない絵描いてんな。それは渡したがらんわ。で、七種書房。空気とは単なるサラ・ホーキンスの絵画ではなかった。巨大な生物が飛び出してピアスを襲ったのである。激闘の末、探偵はかろうじて絵画に追い返した。後に怪物を撃退した担当が奈良市の書房の店主であるアルジャーノン・ドレイクという男からサンダースに売却されたものであると知る。ピアスは書庫を訪ねてみることにした。書庫店長生きてる？
Where's the bookseller?
まずこれか。
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
精神分析。あ、医学上がった。医学今どれぐらいなんだろう。でも38か。で、今7ポイント。結構触れる。どうしよっか。心理学4。で、止めるか。で、小気道。フランシス・サンダースの詩と、あの本。で、空気か。この本読んじゃあかんかったやん。
An old diary.
4。絶対どっかで1と2取り逃したな。さあ、他には。ダークウォーターの歴史。お。これが医学か。で、あかり。読むべきか出た。読むよ。
What does this strange book contain? This book
運命を左右。
contains unholy knowledge.
また、これ絶対トラウマでしょ。空気かこいつ。オカルト上がったけど。あれ？ない。トラウマになるほどじゃないってことか。ん？なんか見えるけど。まあ、あとだ。
What a strange amulet.
犬
I
型
have
の
a
お
feeling
守り。
I'd better not touch it.
新しいオカルト要素、ハウンド。何それ。そんなやつあった。あ、これか。奇妙なお守り。ペンダントは大きな犬の形をしている。何を意味しているのかは不明。本屋を探せば情報があるかもしれない。さっきのこれか？いや、わからん。医学。いや、それよりこれよ。絶対なんかあるやろ。
What happened here?
なんか起きたのかな？
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
まあ、これだろうね。
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
で、おっと、医学。
No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then?
で、これかな。
To whom does this footprint belong?
で、次は、どこ？ああ、なんかいっぱいある。下のは
What killed all these animals?
生き物？あ、これ何？ネズミはわかる。あとなんだこれ？セミみたいなやつ。で、これバール。
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
そうだよな。
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
おっと、このマーク。
What the? Charles Hawkins?
チャールズ。ああ。お前弾かれたのか。やばいやつだから。なるほど。これお前、最初酒場にいなかった。
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
なんか絵描きとしてなんかそういう力があったんだろうね。
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
で、終わりかっていうか、今回なんでこんなノイズ走ってんの？まあ、とりあえず、あの中にはなんかあるな。
Things are not looking good.
うまくはいってない。わかんないんだよな、チェス。ダークオークター歴史4巻。
A kind of chalice.
ゴブレット。持ってこうぜ。で、さっきの金庫かな？アイトル。え？いや、わからんぞ。おっと、あ、そうだ、ここ。
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
ダイヤル、うんうん。3本のシリンダー。それは、それぞれギリシア神話で生命と学が交わる場所に隠されている。うん。で、金庫開けれたら、それをミスカトリック大学のアーミティッチ教授に届けてほしいと。なるほどね。とりあえずシリンダー探せばいいわけだ。おっと、
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
本当だよ。どこにでもある。
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
古い家の鍵のファイル。おいおいおい。まあ、クトゥルフだろうけど。どれ？
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
アーカム出版。
How many volumes are there in this collection?
え？
Another volume by Arkham editions. Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
めっちゃある
How
上
many
に。
volumes are there in this collection?
どれだよ。
Another volume by Arkham editions. Arkham editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham editions.
だからあと何もなかったのこっちだよな。
A kind of chalice.
お前は持ってけないの？
Things are not looking good.
あ、それはいいわ。ちょっと待って、ヒント。あれ、持ってる。これじゃない。どれ？ギリシア神話で生命と核が交わる場所。秩序は道理の協力だが、混沌は創造の優越である。でも、怪しいのはこの本だよな。
Arkham editions. How many volumes are there in this
いきなり
collection?
増えたし。
Another volume by Arkham editions. Arkham editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham editions. Arkham editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham editions. Arkham editions. How many volumes are there in this collection?
これ読んでなかった。あざとうそら。あかんやつや。あったー。あ、そういうこと？生命と核が交わる場所って、つまり人体書いてるし本あるしね。こういうことか。
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
シリンダー1、蓄音機で聞きためるシリンダー。ナルショボで見つけたメッセージは不明瞭だが重要な情報があるかもしれない。同じかな。蓄音機は確かあったよね。じゃあまず1番から。
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
杯ゴブレット
The chalice of knowledge.
知識の聖杯、これだよな。
The chalice of knowledge.
待って、どういうこと？
And these red drops, like precious
それに
stones,
赤い
lie
水
fixed,
滴はまるで尊い
set
白に
in
じっとしてい
divine
て、見事な
gold.
金で固定され
To
て
be
る。
the guardian of the Grail
赤坂
does
し
not
かしないとそ
protect
の魅
me
力
from
が
its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
ん？赤い雫？ル
The
ビー？
chalice of knowledge.
クリックしたら別に何かあるとかでもない。ルビーの数か。なら1、2、3、4、5。一桁目が 5？ かな？あ、5になってる。天才だ。 で、次は2番。
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
チェス
The Queen has little protection.
Eh?
The Queen has little protection.
だからああ、そういうこと？クイーンの
I
守り
finally understood that we were only pieces on I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
どういうことだ？白の数か？ 1、2、3、4。じゃあ 4？ じゃあ黒は1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。あ、2桁超えるね。じゃあ白で残ってる4か？それともクイーン除いて3か。まあ、とりあえず4にしとくか。違う、これじゃない。4。これで偶然空いたら困るな。最後3番。
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly
Azathoth
relevant to my
horror.
research. I never tire of browsing through them.
あれか。あったわ。
Drake talked about a particular volume.
うん。で、何番？第9巻だから9番か。ならさっきのメッセージだけでよくない？ 9 巻って言ってたし。これで、どうだ？違う？でも。
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
じゃあ真ん中が3番か？はい、開いた。また病院。名指し処方で泥棒の痕跡を追ったピアースは、事件の陰にチャールズ・ホーキンスがいることを突き止めた。本屋の金庫を開けたピアースは、アルジャーノン・ドレイクとサラ・ホーキンスが隠したものを目の当たりにした。金庫の中には人の皮膚に包まれた書が横たわっていた。探偵の血が騒ぐ。本を開くと彼の精神が別の体に映し出された。いや、精神だけ飛ばされたってのか。いや、あれじゃん。人の皮膚で作られたやつってあれじゃん。ネクロノミコンじゃん。一番やべえやつ。
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
コールデン編始まったんだけど。フラー医師はほっとくか。患者を見よう。
Very well. I'll examine him. 30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
ダメじゃね？てか、ステータス見える？ステータスわかんないな。医学高そうなんだけど。
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
腹部に何かある。
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth.
で、次、手足の状態。
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
できるわけねえだろ、そんなの。明らかに人外になってきとるやん。
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
で、彼の体が変化して生きてるんです。最初から。
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients, provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
まあ、穏便に、こんなの見たことがないにしとこうか。
His limbs? His body temperature? I don't know what experiments you've undertaken, but this is going too far.
Oh, I sense some excitement beneath your indignation. Could it be you wish to join me in my scientific endeavors?
You are a brilliant physician, Dr. Fuller, but this man has the attributes of some kind of animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
100% 黒じゃん。
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
隠されたカルテ見つければいけるか。どうだろうな。
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
大丈夫かな。不安だわ。
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
おお。やばそう。あ、大丈夫。隠れない。よかった。これ地下室
The
か。
answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
めっちゃ文句言ってる。
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
どうして彼女が必要なのかしら。
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
ひどい職場だ。
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
拘束、まあ拘束するか。不安定な状態の人いるだろうし、その状態で体洗ったりとかするんだろうね。で、パイプはこっちじゃないな。これかな、ボイラー。でも鍵かか
I
っ
don't
て
have
る
any
と。
business in the boiler room.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan? Oh,
Listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl.
嫌われて
And
る
the
上
aunt
司って
says
感じか
no.
な。
You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
あ、なるほど、こいつらも来る
You
だ。
just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show.
こんな職場すぐ辞めた方がいいわ。
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
うん。犯罪人論。おう。いるちょっと待って、内容よく見れてなかった。持ってるかな。ねえ。しかも見れない。ちょっと待って。
We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, but Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment.
なるほどな。立場上の方ってことか。めんどくさいな。
We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks.
届かないの薬。あれかな。注文したやつを届かないようにして、誰だっけ、1。あいつが自分で作った薬のみを使うようにしてるって感じかな。ああ、ここか。何もなさそう。医学参考書。いやでもあったところでだな。ピアスじゃないからスキル上がらん。ああ、ここか。どち
I
ら
have
様
little time for you, Doctor.
こいつ
You'll
かと
find
思
out
ば
that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
ああ、出た嫌な上司。嫌そうな顔してる。
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
おっと。
Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him nonetheless.
ああ、嫌な上司だ。サブ目標、ドノバンを引きつけるのと水を止める。
Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
取れないか。
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
おお。絶対やっちゃいかん手術やってるわ。
The boiler room key is not in its place.
ないの？ボイラー室の鍵。
Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him.
ダメだよ、鍵返せよ。
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
じゃあとりあえずボイラー室の鍵。
Would you know where the key to the boiler room is?
Betty didn't put it back in its place? Well, she took it to lock the door.
I'll ask her. Thank you.
But if I
Betty.
may say so, Doctor, I think that the problems of our patients are more urgent than the plumbing.
じゃあまずどうしたの？
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I'll see to it right away.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
Oh. What state is he in now?
You should go see for yourself, Doctor.
This man, Edward Pierce. His file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
エドワード・ピアース。あ、じゃあピアースがちょうど今、地下にいるあたりなのかな？過去編？
Dr. Colden.
まあ現在の話じゃないか別に。
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself, but...
そうですね。はい。
There's no way I'm leaving until I find what Fuller is hiding.
待ってれんか。
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patience here.
まあなんか怪しいことやるのに時間かかってるんじゃない？ブラッドリー。なぜお前が？
Ethan,
Marie,
what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
何か処方しましょうかって。医学マスター完璧じゃん。
Tell me your symptoms.
I have headaches. And I can't sleep.
Do you suffer from insomnia?
No. Look, I don't want you to laugh at me.
Ethan, if you don't trust me, then who?
I have nightmares. They keep me awake
ブラッド
every
リーも
night.
か。
It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
病気っていうのはあれだな。疲れてるんだよきっと。
With everything that happened to you these last days, it's no wonder you're feeling stressed.
Maybe.
Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh. There's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
ビアンセ誰だよ。で、ビートだっけ？ここか。どの人？
Dr. Colden,
あ、これか。
here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination.
OK。
He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling.
あれ？歩けん。あ、てか。
His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
まあ、扱い間違ってるんじゃない？
Those basement brutes tied him up too tight and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Do you have a diploma as a nurse?
Excuse me?
So take care of this man.
さあ、どうしよう。ビートはまだ調べてなかったよね。お、ボイラー室の鍵。
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
使ったらちゃんと返さないと。あ、
Mrs. Sanders?
え？サンダースじゃん。あれでも。これ過去ならさ、全然その後生きてたはずなんだけど、どういうこと？現代じゃあ今。
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
ここで何が起きたんですか？
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back.
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out.
なるほど。まあ、とりあえずボイラー室行くか。これでボイラー室行って、ブチ切れた嫌な調子が、ここにいる間に、部屋入ると。
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
筋力が足らん。道具え？入れる？まだか。
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
道具だと。行ってない場所とかないよな。あるわ。キッチン。
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
吸ってんな。キッチンで吸うのどうなん？あ、まだ行ってない場所全然あったわ。トイレ。おお。モンキーレンチ。と、医学。ここね、OK。これで、よっこいしょっと。
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
あ、水止めたの。あ、そうか、水止めるって書いてたもんね。どこだっけ？
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
あれ、いけるのかな？
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're
あ
going?
ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい。
Mrs. No, but rest that I.
ごめんなさい。エリザベスの元に戻る。話しかけるのか。どうも。
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
生贄だ。けど仕方ないな。よーし、魔女いなくなったな。
At last. The missing files must be hidden here.
さあ、どこに隠してあるかな？
The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders.
患者は芸術作品にさらされることで精神障害を、これか。隠すなら自分の机とかだと思ったけどないか。
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle.
おう。これあれか。その隣も一緒に動くやつか。じゃあこう。
I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was right.
サラ・ホーギンスのインタビュー。よーし。こっから手術室とかはいけないか。 蓄音機はあったよね。
Out of my sight. Go
Ah.
chatter with your colleagues. That's what you do best.
怒られとる。使えない。あれ？蓄音機他にあったっけ？
I should go another way.
フラワーの事務所じゃ、あ、これだ、これだ。
Conclusions? Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
目星。これか。
This finger belonged to a woman.
指。
Why keep it here?
なんで持ってんのお前。靴あるけどこれ、焼けた靴。なんでお前が持ってんだよ。
Why is Ethan on medication?
OK。
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key.
ほう。
But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
さらになんか特殊な力があるんじゃないかと思って近づいたわけね。
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
これがこれか。そうだよね。サラの靴だもんね、これ多分。
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection.
待って、わかりやすい場所に隠した。それ大丈夫？
I must go back to the basement.
で、地下。開いた。で、そうか、ピアス、この一番下あたりで倒れたわけね。うわー、血だらけだ。
Ah, now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
あー、やばい。
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly.
Talk, filthy thief! I swear I'll shoot!
後悔することになるぞ。魔術マスターであんたに人が殺されできんだ。いや、後悔することになるぞ。あかんだろ。チャールズ・ホーキンスの仕業だよ。
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead!
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
How foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
これもオカルトマスター。マリー・コールデン先生がそこにいた。マスターめっちゃ要求されるな。マックスでしょ。きつくない？
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
ネクロノミコン。
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait. No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
あ、じゃああれ、今起きてたやつ見たのか。まあ、協力してもらおうか。
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go. Rescue the doctor.
Thank you, Drake.
飛ばすね。じゃあ、ここまでかな。ショーはピアスをコールデン氏の体に映し出した。ブラッドリーの友人が調査を行う中、探偵はどうすることもできず見ている。フラーの実験に反対した彼女が彼の事務所に入ると、リバーサイド病院の責任者である彼がサラ・ホーキンスの遺体あるいは生体に関する情報を隠していたことを知る。しかしフラーに見つかってしまった。ピアスは手遅れになる前に彼女を救わなければならない。ってところか。続きはまた今度。
I pray that Colden is really here and alive.